Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ben of BS3 Radio, and we got a BS3 Radio live tonight with hip hop artist Storm, aka Storm. He'll be coming on the show here in just a moment. But how's everybody doing tonight? It is Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving will be tomorrow. Shout out to Courtney Harden and everybody for tuning in tonight. Also, if you have any questions for Storm, like I said, he is a hip hop artist. He's born in Ohio and moved to LA. But we'll be talking with him here in just a moment. Pretty excited to speak with him on the show. And yeah, I'm ready for Thanksgiving too. I'm ready for these 4 days. I'm ready for these 4 days, man. It's this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So let me go ahead and get Storm in here right now. Shout out to ADA Podcast. And ADA Podcast, man, y'all do a great job. I'll be tuning in to you guys doing some great work out there. I'm on here in just a minute. But yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, big homie? How you doing?
Good. Doing good.
Good.
Glad to get you on.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me during everything. I know Thanksgiving is tomorrow. You're able to fit me in. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So let's talk about the name first. First I seen it was Storm, and then Storm aka Storm. So
Yeah.
talk about the name.
Okay, so it started out as Storm. I was trying to figure out who I was as an artist. And after performing a couple of times, I've had people explain to me, the person that I'm seeing before me right now is like a completely different Storm that's like on stage. And I see that one, they're like blown away. They're like, I did not expect that from you. You killed that. You did great. So that's what inspired the whole Storm, aka Storm. So like there being two different like versions, two different like people,
Yeah.
kind of struggle between two different entities in one person.
Okay. Nice. And also I checked out some of the music. I'm definitely feeling it. I like the vibe
Appreciate
and everything. Give us a little background on yourself. I know you were born in Ohio, but now you're in LA. But
Yeah.
how did that transition kind of come in, and a little bit of background on yourself?
Yeah. So I was born in Ohio or raised in Ohio. I was born in New Jersey. My dad was in the military, so I went everywhere. But I was raised in Ohio for about like I think from high school on, and or no junior high on, and so moved out to LA. I had a friend of mine that was a songwriter as well. He was pursuing music. He wanted to come out to LA. We did a couple songs. We went to school together. And he's like, man, I really think you have the talent and the drive to go out there and do it. You should come out. I had thoughts about doing it myself. So I was like, you know what? He went out. I want to do it too. So I went and I've been out here ever since, pursuing my dreams and trying to make them happen.
Nice. So I'm from the Bay Area. So I grew up in a little small town called Emeryville. So it's like in between Berkeley and Oakland. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so we visited LA sometime here and there, but yeah, it's the best coast.
Yeah, for real, for real. I love
That's
being
what people call it.
I
They call it
love
the best
yeah.
coast, man. The weather
Yeah.
is beautiful. You don't have to worry about snow.
Right.
All you have to worry about is rain, and that's it. Earthquakes.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean those are I sleep through half of those anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you always have a love for music, growing up, or was it something that you kind of got the bug, later on in life?
No, I always loved writing music. I always loved listening to music. My parents, showed me a lot of different music from I think I grown up on like uh Earth, Wind and Fire,
Yeah.
listening to Prince, listening to MJ obviously, just and then a lot of hip hop and crisscross. Like when I first started listening to music, crisscross was like as a kid, what I'm saying? As a kid, I'm like
I know.
I got my shirts backwards, like pants, everything, like so and I would recite the lyrics just like straight out to my mom more than anything. So like, boy,
Yeah.
you should perform. And so I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So
Yeah.
that's what kind of
So,
started.
funny story. I went to a Criss Cross concert. Y'all
Yeah.
don't laugh. And I came there with I had overalls and it was on backwards. And obviously, you got to use the bathroom eventually. So I'm like in the bathroom trying to unbuckle stuff, trying to figure out. My mom was like, "You're trying to be more like them. You need to be like yourself because now you're struggling going to the bathroom. I'm not about to help you." So, it was good times talking about
Man.
Criss Cross.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was some good times, man. It kind of
Mhm.
leads me to this next point I want to ask you. Are you more so old hip hop, Nas, Jay-Z, Locks, DMX, all those? Are you kind of more new hip hop?
I'm really, you probably won't. I'm kind of like in the middle, man. It's more like, how J. Cole's Middle Child type thing,
Yeah,
where it's like, we're trying to make them proud, like Pac and, Tory, like, and, Dre, even, like, we're trying to make sure, we're doing them proud. But also, like, I'm inspired by a lot of the new kids that come out. They do have a story. They do have, I feel like some of them have a lot to say. Some don't
yeah,
really know what they want to say yet, but I think I'm definitely in between. I have a lot of inspirations from both sides.
yeah, yeah. And kind of going back to the music, man. My parents got tons of records, man. I'm used to, Al Green, Rick
Yeah,
James. I mean, all of those, man. And then the
yeah,
perfect time right now with Christmas coming around. If nobody's listened to the Temptations Christmas album,
yeah.
you need to do it now. Okay, as soon as
That's
this goes on,
every Christmas, bro. That's literally
that
every.
Silent Night, Silent Night. That's one of my classics. If I don't listen to that for
Yeah.
Christmas, it's a problem.
That's
They got the
awesome.
dude singing the low note. They got the dude singing the high note. They got the guy in the
Right.
middle. It's like classic,
Yes. Yes. That's dope. That's awesome.
classic, classic. But talk about your latest single. You got a new single that's out, or have you released something
Yes.
recently?
So my latest single right now on Spotify and iTunes is All That. It's a track that I created, to it was kind of during, like, we were starting to deal with some of the stuff going on, and I was just happy to be back with the homies and stuff like that. So it's a track that kind of like is about being with your crew, being out clubbing or having a good time, and I really like that track. I think that track has a lot of potential. Um, and I'm about to shoot a video for that. We just shot a video for another single that was it's called If You Know, You Know. It's hopefully gonna be dropping pretty soon. I'm trying to drop it by the end of December, if not early December. Um,
Okay,
but the track is basically a struggle between the different versions of myself, and it has a whole video surrounding how to deal with what labels and what independent, like if you're trying to be an independent artist or if you're trying to go the label route, and
right,
what type of artist they make you into or think that you'll fit into, with also
right,
trying to keep your own like voice. So I'm
right.
very excited about that dropping as well.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a great point too, man. And shout out to Aligo Official. He said
Hey,
he's
what's
a fan of
up?
yours. Also,
Yes,
we got
sir.
Miss JF Fab or Miss J Fab 3. Thank you for coming through. You guys got any questions for Storm? You can put those in the comment section there. But that's a great point because a lot of people they want to go mainstream, but they also want to do their own thing. It's kind of you want to do a mixture of both.
Hmm.
If you were talking to someone that's kind of coming up, what advice would you give them? Because a label gives you some backing that your own personal thing doesn't.
Right. Um, it really just depends. I think, and I've also done whatever research you can do on that and listen to different artists. Like Ti always sticks out to me when someone brings this kind of question up, and his whole point was it really depends on how you are as an artist and what you feel as an artist. You can bring to the table. So like someone like when Chance had come out as an independent artist, like he was able to really take a whole niche and lane that no one had really been a part of. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to, by staying independent, he owned, he could own all his distribution. He could make sure that like, everything was done his way, and had the backing, and the money from people noticing his own story. Now, if you're not sure how long of an artist you can be for longevity reasons. Maybe the record label is the way to go, because they'll hit you with the big backing to get you right off. But and if you know that you can get enough touring and stuff done that people are really going to try, that's where you're going to make your money back, but not really from your record sales and stuff like that. So you really have to just decide what works best for you as an artist.
Yeah, yeah, and that's true. Yeah, it does depend on really what type of artist you are and what type of drive you have too. Because when you talk about Chance, man, he was grinding to get to that. It wasn't like something was just like handed to him.
Yeah, it was
So
not overnight either. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I mean,
it's a great
yeah,
point. Talk about your style of music. How would you compare it to, or what type of style would you say?
so I would say I'm more of a like a Big Sean meets J. Cole type mixture. Like,
Okay,
I have a story I'm trying to tell. Most of my songs have messages. Obviously you have some tracks that don't truly have a vivid message. But I would say that I have a story, I have a lane, I have like verses, lyrics that I feel like emulate and are inspired by those two artists, because they have a really good story to tell, and they tell it in their own like Big Sean. His whole cadence was completely different than anyone when he came out. Like, that was, I think, one of the coolest things, and his story was very, very relatable and real. I think that's why Kanye kind of gravitated to him too. But Cole's delivery and his latest albums too have just been very on the nose about dealing with pretty much everything as a young black man in America, and how he saw that and how he was trying to even explain being a musician, as grand as that sounds, like dealing with that in America still too. So I think that's what my music kind of pulls both of those guys together and shows my own story as well.
and what I'll say too is that J. Cole could like roast someone in a nice way. Like, don't do it
Right.
to where you hate him, but he'll do it to where you'll be like, wow, he's making a good point. Like, his delivery is it's so smooth. Also, I'll say Kendrick, man. Kendrick is one of those.
Kendrick is
It's one of those
amazing.
dudes, man. Well, he can punch you in the gut with it, but he can also like come around the corner and make a vibe song with it too at the same time. So I can
Yeah.
definitely see that. We do have a question here. So he says, Storm, how long have you been writing, in contrast to how long you've been chasing the music game? And would you say you're beginning to break through?
I say so. I've been writing. I've been writing since I was about 8 years old, and not like complete songs, but actually having like a couple 8 bars here, or ideas of tracks, and kind of saying stuff. Most of it, I was still learning about music, so most of it I would listen to. I had this old cassette recorder, and I would record radio songs that they would play, and I would try to rap over that same beat and kind of stay with the same so almost like a mixtape before I really knew what
Right.
mixtapes were, but still trying to keep in context of their ideas. And so I'd have a couple cool bars, and I'd be like, oh, that'd be so sick. But as a kid, just writing. I've been writing since then, and then I'd say now I am getting to a point where I know how my music speaks out. I know I can handle myself on stage, and I see a lot of things coming in the horizon that will help push me up to that next level. I had some stuff, COVID, I think, has been getting everybody this whole year. So,
Screw everybody.
but I still have faith, and those things are still in fruition, and I see them there. And once we get through this part, we'll be good. So.
Yeah. And then the second part to that question, but you got a loaded question for you here. He said,
Oh
when did
no.
you start? When did you start to believe? I think he's talking about in your music and
Oh, believe in your own self. I mean, that I would say when I decided to go to LA, when my friend came to me and was like, "Hey, you could do this. You should do this." That's when I believed in myself. And maybe if you don't see it, I'm sure that there's one person in your life, depending on what you believe in, that agrees with you and says, "Yes, follow this," even if it's just one person. you
yeah,
know, you may not get anybody, but if you know, that's when I believed it and knew that I could do it.
yeah, yeah. And that's so true, man, because you're gonna have your family, like regardless. But if you can get like those other two people, two or three people that's like pushing you, it definitely gives you that unction, to keep going. And the major stories for a lot of people is moving to LA. Like I said, the best coast. A lot of people come over there.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people go to New York, but LA is like
New
the,
York.
the hub for like music, film, a lot of different things you want to do, and the
Yes, sir.
connections are major. If you're able to make them. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. And so, are you a producer as well? I thought I've seen something. You're a producer
Uh,
as well.
so I know, I know music theory. I know chords, and I can create tracks. Um, it's for me. What did I try to explain? It's kind of like, I feel like it's like you have your directors and you have actors. Like, I feel like actors could direct a whole play and write a whole screenplay, but it just it not that it I don't know. For me, I just get into the beat, and once I have the beat, then it's like at that point I'm like, I don't know if I want to put more into, what I'm saying? It's a lot. It is a lot, and I think I like the connections. I like meeting someone new. I like vibing and joining from another producer. Here's his idea and my idea, and we create something together. I really vibe with that more.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, I'm not an artist. I'm a podcaster and a creative. But to be like in the room and to hear the mind of artists, to me, just like get me excited, because there's
Right.
a vibe. Like when you hear the background on how albums were made, or you see um, NWA, the movie Straight Outta Compton, and you
Yeah. Yeah.
see how
Yeah.
stuff was made. You've seen Eazy-E and Dre and all the people that were portraying him. To me, that's like the greatness of music, just be able how you create it. So, kind of, what's your process as you're going into, creating a song or writing the lyrics for it, or both?
So I mean, I feel like you said with a musician, they just kind of I think you just kind of feel what it is. Like, I'll listen to a couple of tracks, and just, I have some producers that hit me up, some people that I've been blessed to get in connection with, and they're like, hey, check out some of these tracks, tell me what you think, and I feel like it speaks to you, and I think that's also what gets me too. It's the track that speaks to me, and I'm like, this is the one I want because I know exactly what I want to try to talk about. I love the vibe of this track, and it could be like a heartfelt track, or it could be hard as fuck. But it's
Right.
just like, I feel out that beat first, and then it just creates. And I think, um, yeah, that is really special. That is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, being Thanksgiving is tomorrow, I gotta ask you: are the Thanksgiving plans scrapped? Or are you still getting together with family, or what?
Yeah, all my family is they're actually at in South Carolina now, and they've
Uh,
gotten together. My nephew did too, and I had plane tickets. I was gonna go, but I didn't want to risk any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I would be devastated if I met someone on the plane that somehow got that over there.
Right.
So I talked with the fam, and I had to scrap that part, but I'm gonna be doing some meetings, Zoom meetings and stuff with them and FaceTime. But I do have some fans, or friends and family here. Me and my girlfriend and her friend, we're gonna do some Thanksgiving. So I'm
Good.
excited. I'm still gonna have my mac and cheese and my gravy casserole. So
Yeah. Sweet
yeah,
potatoes, sweet potato pie,
yes, yeah, yeah.
yams. Yeah. 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 For me, I'm in Texas. Most of my family's in Atlanta. I got some in California, so I got like 3 Zoom calls scheduled this month. So I'm
That's
gonna be
gonna be
heavy
great.
on Zoom. They took, hey, and everybody, if you didn't know, they took off the 40-minute limit. So you can be on
Oh,
Zoom all day, basically, if you want.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
oh
looking
yeah.
forward
That's what
to
it's
it.
gonna be.
Maybe I'm there for too long.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um, a legal official said my track Memories is out at 12 p.m. A great vibe for your family.
Illegal's
Hi,
real
stuff.
dope dude.
Yeah, I read it. So people
He's a great
people
dude.
heard it.
Yeah, right.
Um,
I must be a cycle with him here soon too. He's
oh,
so cool.
cool, cool, cool. So how has COVID been? I know you talked about it a little bit, but being a musician and just doing life, have you been cool? How's that been for you?
So I mean, it's been a struggle just because we can't really do like concerts anymore. Like, that was really fun doing shows and stuff like that. You know, creating the music, getting into studios was a little tougher too. You know, there's studios I used to go to and I would kind of jump around. Now I have like one that I'm cool with, that like I feel good with. But as far as creating music and having time to like, it helped me get back even deeper into that and to, focus more, because now that we're inside or wherever we're dealing with, you also have more things to talk about. I feel like, and more people are on social media, more people are like looking for certain things. So it definitely has only hurt the seeing people side, like meeting new people and interacting face to face, but still finding ways to interact is the way to go.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a follow-up question, Aligo. How have you found creativity of writing in this situation? So I know you kind of answered that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking, just kind of thinking about, everyone's kind of going through stuff. You don't want to make tracks just about being sick and inside, you know what I'm saying? But like, you find things that like everyone's just like the creatives are finding, just things that, and I look around and I kind of see what we're all dealing with, and the Black Lives Matter movement was definitely something I could kind of touch on, for one or two songs, and then just kind of, expressing, just how I'm feeling now, and what's gonna happen when everything gets back to normal, like where we're gonna go from there, and so yeah.
How are we gonna link up, and how are we gonna kick it when this whole thing's over with?
Right, yep.
It's just been a minute since I kicked it with like real like friends. I mean, obviously some of us are apart, some of us are close, but just being comfortable without a mask on is like a rarity now. It's like a pastime almost.
Yeah. He's like, remember like 20 years ago? No, that was like
6 months ago. Yeah, it's crazy. Fatal Flash Official is that a question? Which programs do you use to record?
So for recording, I've used Reason, I've used Logic. To record vocals, I like Logic. But I know a lot of people who like using some people love using Ableton. I use Pro Tools now. I've been using FL Studio. I use FL Studio right now to record. I think it's pretty user friendly. So I use that program a lot now.
Yeah. So here's a question for me. Now, what's the producer and artist that you would most want to work for in the future?
Oh man.
If you want to name more than one, that's fine too. I'm not gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, thank you. So I mean, there are artists that artists I would love to actually like be on a track with, like that are out and like man. Okay, so I would love to have Drake. I would love to have Baby, the Baby. I would love do a song with Big Sean. I'd love to have a song produced by Kanye. That would be like insane. Timbaland would be nuts. That would be nuts. And then probably a track from 40 would be cool too.
Yeah.
Like if I could get something from that would be awesome. From OVO, that would be cool too. Yeah, those would be my top. Like if I had to choose three, those are like the three ones I would go for both.
Yeah. Man, Drake songs, man, is one of them things where you can listen to it any time of the day. If you are frowning on a Drake song, something's wrong with your soul, because this dude just makes all types of. I mean, the Scorpion album, which I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but when you put it on, it just puts you in a vibe. You can't help it. You want to move, you want to smile, you want to call your ex or something. You want to do something.
That's dope. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I know you've probably heard about the Verzuz, all the different Verzuz challenges and stuff like that. Like how dope, you being an artist, how dope has that been to see just different eras, different people, and all of that?
I think that's really cool. What it shows is that there's so many great things about that. It just shows that one, we all listen to like the same type of art. You know what I'm saying? We knew that these artists had it, even if the Grammys or no one else had noticed them. We knew out of these artists that these were the ones that like were holding it down during that time. And yes, I'm sure we probably did that anyway, where you play a track. No, but did you hear that one track by T-Pain? You know what I'm saying? Then you hit that, and
Right.
you're oh, and you're like, so I'm really loving. It's cool to see how many different people really vibe with certain musicians. It's cool to see other musicians that vibe with them that are excited to see this,
Right.
and it's cool to see even seeing Jeezy and Gucci go through their beef and witness
Right.
that whole versus was good to just see that like both of them kind of grew and are just squashing that beef and just being in the same room and dealing with that and start just growing past that. That's cool to see. It's really good to
Yeah,
see.
I think that's the biggest thing, man. To get artists that have been beefing and you bring them together and they can sit in a room and they can just play their tracks or rap their tracks or whatever. To me, that's like growth. That's maturity. And
Right.
sometimes it's difficult for some people to see it, but that's maturity. These dudes are like in their 40s now. Like they can't be
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
going around having beef with dudes till they're like 60 years old.
Right.
Like that don't make no sense. You got to grow up at some point.
Right.
I mean,
Right. Right.
squash it or just don't go around each other or whatever. You got
Yeah.
to do. So for me, the one I would most love to see would be Nas and Jay-Z. If I could get them two, now I don't know how much the Versus Arena and Swiss and all them people are gonna have to pay them or whatever they have
Right.
to do to
That
get them in a room together. But if
I
I
think that
I
would.
see that, that would
Oh
be
my God, that
ultimate.
would be a pay-per-view. I think that would be a pay-per-view thing. They would
Probably
have to set that.
people people pay $50 to see that for sure.
They would. This is oh man, it'd probably be in a whole arena too. Now you just set it up. Now they're gonna get it. They're gonna
Might
do
as well do
it
it at Madison Square Garden. Once all this stuff calms down, do it at
right
Madison
on
Square
stage.
Garden. That place will
Oh
be
my.
packed. So
Oh
yeah.
man, that would be live. That'd be so
So is there anyone that you would want to see,
awesome. Man,
or a couple?
I mean, I know we can't do it. We've seen different memes of it too, but man, I would love to see a Tupac and Notorious would be amazing. Like
Yes.
that would be great. That would be awesome. Trying to think anyone like I can't really think of anyone really new right now that like really need one. Like maybe Kanye and 50 could redo theirs that they had back in the day.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. They released on that same day.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be nice.
So maybe hit him with that one. But I'm trying to think really of anyone else that
And
hasn't
then
come
one
up yet.
one thing while you thinking, Swiss came out and said something kind of on the sly. I don't know if this is gonna happen, but Outkast and Tribe Called Quest. Now I don't know if he was playing. I don't know if he was serious, but if we can get that one, like that could go
Yeah.
on for days
Oh
almost.
man. Oh. Oh,
That
that
could,
would be,
that would be a
yeah.
marathon. That would be a
When did
marathon.
I didn't see that? When did he say that? Now I'm like,
So he was on some type of, I think he was on Fat Joe's lives, or he was on something, and he said it, and then he said, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that," but we still talking
oh,
with their people and stuff like that. So
oh,
I don't know. Swiss will probably gonna throw a lot of stuff out there just to see if it sticks and see if people hear it and
right.
vibe of it. But yeah, anything Outcast, I need them to make one more album. I don't care if it's an
Yeah,
EP. I
bro.
don't care if
Yeah.
it's just a single. Give me like 3 tracks, please, so we can
Three Jack.
just get one little bit, because it was like that last album they was just like we're done. So
Yeah, no, we do need one more. Yeah, we definitely need one more. 'Cause,
all right,
I mean,
so I've seen, as I was looking at your Twitter, are you a gamer? Are you into gaming? What type of games do you
I
play?
do. Yeah. So I do have I have a Twitch. It's another lane that I'm trying to get into with adding the music to that.
Yeah,
I game. I don't game super hardcore, but I do I do a couple games like Overwatch. I definitely do Call of Duty. A lot of shooters. A lot of like first person shooters type games.
cool, cool, cool. So being you grew up in Ohio, you're now in LA. I gotta ask you, are you a sports fan? Have you adapted to the LA sports
I,
teams? Or are you still with
I
your
have.
Ohio teams?
Yeah, yeah. No, I have. I mean, yeah. I don't even think I have. I mean, I'll root for Ohio team. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll definitely be there to help them out. But if it's like the Cavaliers versus, the Lakers, I'm just watching the game, happy to see whoever wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, right now I'm definitely. Oh, sorry, I got a call. I've been
Oh,
Lakers, what I'm saying, for a bit, and then Dodgers grew on me as well.
yeah.
So yeah, I've definitely been rocking with Dodgers and Lakers.
Cool, cool. All right. So what's I would say what's in your iPod, but nobody uses an iPod. So what do you listen to on Apple Music right now?
Man,
What's some of the stuff you just added?
if
You
I
know,
he want me, I can pull it up.
you don't have to pull it up. I just kind of asking off the fly. All right. I think he's pulling up some music right now. So
Tierra Whack. I kind of started getting into her music, and because I saw her at a during a Rihanna fashion show thing I saw on YouTube. She went off. I saw her performing live. I looked at her. I was like, man, she killed it. So I have her on there and Drake on there because, like you said, Drake's always a vibe. I'm always feeling it, and his music always inspires me.
you can work out to that music. You can make love to that music. You can put it on with your kids and you can dance to it like
Right,
whatever. It don't
right.
matter. It don't matter. So we got Storm, aka Storm, on the show. Great to get you on BS3 Radio Live.
Thank you
What
so
do you
much.
what do you have coming up next? What's in the future or what's down the road for you?
Um, so I have a cipher that I'm working on. So that'll be up on my. We're gonna try to put it out on platforms as well on YouTube, along with on Instagram. So we're doing a cipher that we're doing with like some UK artists. We're doing with artists in America, some in LA, some in Atlanta. So we're really trying to diversify and get a good amount of artists together on this cipher. So I'm excited for that. The music video I said is going to be dropping, and then working on the album, which I'm trying to drop, and I have a live stream show that I'm going to have on March 19th. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So I'm very excited to actually be out and kind of perform again. And it's going to be like a streaming live show, but I'm very excited about that.
Nice, nice. And where can everybody find you? You have a website, social media and
Yeah.
everything.
So if you're looking for anything on all major platforms, Storm, aka Storm, you can find me everywhere. Title, um, everywhere. You can find all that stuff. All my tags are Storm, aka Storm on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all of it. So Storm, aka Storm. Check me out.
Nice, nice. All right. So if you want to leave the viewers and listeners with anything before you go, or anything inspiring, or anything you want to say.
Um, don't if you're not with your family for this Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? Don't let that get you down. Make sure you're chilling with the people that really, care about you, whether it's, a friend, even if it's a neighbor you have next door that, or whoever in your tight home, just make sure you're with them and thankful that you're healthy and thankful that you're moving forward. And we're gonna start this next year out and we're gonna kill it next year. So let's go.
Yes, yes. There's so much happening. So much happening in 2020. Like 2021 is going to be like the best year
Yeah,
ever
ever.
of all of our lives. So
Right.
we need 2021 to kick off with a bang. So
Yes,
I'm looking
sir.
forward to it. But man, great to get you on. Love to get you on again.
Yes, sir.
Whenever
Please let me
you're
know.
releasing something or whenever you want to come back on, just hit me up.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem. No problem. Have a good night. Happy
All
Thanksgiving.
right. You too. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace.
Peace. All right. So that was my man Storm, aka Storm, hip hop artist. Appreciate my man, the sports journalist Fago Franklin, for connecting us and hooking us up. Thank you everybody for tuning in and checking it out. I'll try to do more of these IG lives. I love doing IG live. I think it's one of the best platforms that you can do because it allows you to talk on Instagram, which is probably the most popular social media platform at this point. Facebook is kind of for older people. I'm a little bit older, And then Twitter is kind of for in the middle, but IG is really, I think, really big and has really been able to push and do great interviews on here. So shout out to Storm. Make sure to check him out. If you're watching this, Storm, you can put, well, actually, you guys can just follow him. Just click on his logo right there on himself, and then you can follow him and be on top of everything that he's doing. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Enjoy your time. You know, like he said, if it's with or without your family, enjoy that time. I will be back on Monday doing a live Monday show. It'll be streaming live on Twitter, also on Facebook, also on YouTube. And enjoy the time with your family. Watch some football tomorrow. Eat good tomorrow. Take a nap. Wake up. Make that turkey sandwich. Eat some more. Just enjoy your time. God bless. God is love. Peace.